Welcome to Love Lies Chronicles.
I'd love to know what you think. Every comment helps me make the next story better. Subscribe to stay tuned. The phone call that ended my marriage came from my wife's boss, and it wasn't the call either of them expected. Thursday morning, 10:47. I was working from home in Cherry Creek when my desk phone rang. Unknown number. Professional woman's voice introduced herself as Sandra, Rachel's supervisor. "Mr. Morrison, I'm calling about your wife's request for leave." I set down my coffee. "Leave?" "Yes." Rachel submitted paperwork for 2 to 3 weeks off. She cited marital stress as the reason. The words hung in the air. Marital stress. I looked around our home office, at the vacation photos on the wall, at Rachel's coffee mug from this morning still sitting on the counter. Marital stress, I repeated. I wanted to reach out before approving it. Company policy for stress leave requires verification that. "Tell her she'll have unlimited time off," I said. My voice was calm. Too calm. "She's about to be single." Silence on the other end. "And Sandra? Please tell her I said that. Word for word. During your meeting." I hung up before she could respond. Marital stress. We didn't have marital stress. At least, I didn't think we did. Rachel had seemed fine. Better than fine, actually. She'd been in a great mood lately. Singing in the shower. Texting constantly. Always busy with plans. I pulled up our bank statements. Crawford Hotel Bar in Larimer Square. $147. Tuesday, November 7th. Rachel had told me she was at book club that night. Restaurant in Highland. October 20th. She'd called in sick to work that day. Too sick to work, but healthy enough for dinner downtown. I created a spreadsheet. 3 months of credit card charges. Every discrepancy got its own row. By noon, I had a pattern. By evening, I had proof. Rachel came home at 6:15, kissing me on the cheek. "How was your day?" "Productive," I said. "Yours?" "Exhausting. Sandra wants to meet Monday about some paperwork." I stirred the pasta sauce. "What kind of paperwork?" "Just routine stuff. Nothing important." She had no idea Sandra had already called me. No idea what Monday's meeting would actually be about. "Want to watch something tonight?" she asked. "Sure." We settled on the couch. She pulled out her phone, smiling at the screen. I watched the reflection in the TV. She was texting someone. Heart emojis. The message started with "Can't wait for tomorrow." "Who are you texting?" I asked casually. "Just Jenny. Making plans for the weekend." Jenny. Her coworker. Except Jenny had moved to Austin in January. I said nothing. Just filed it away with everything else. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay there next to Rachel, listening to her breathe. She looked peaceful, content, like someone without secrets. But I knew better now. I thought about all the times over the past 6 months. The late nights. The new gym membership. The way she'd started dressing differently. Small things I'd noticed but dismissed. My gut had been telling me something was wrong. I'd ignored it. Given her the benefit of the doubt. Trusted her. That was over now. Friday morning, I called 3 divorce attorneys. By afternoon, I'd hired Margaret Chen. She listened to my situation without interrupting. "Do you have documentation?" she asked. I emailed her the spreadsheet. 3 months of evidence. Hotel charges, restaurant bills, suspicious patterns. "This is excellent work. Don't confront her yet. Keep documenting." Her boss called me yesterday. Rachel requested stress leave. Claimed our marriage is in trouble. Margaret was quiet for a moment. "That's interesting. She's building a narrative." "I know. What did you tell the boss?" I explained my response. Margaret actually laughed. "Well, that's one way to establish truth. She'll tell your wife on Monday?" "That's what I asked her to do." "Good. Let me know what happens. In the meantime, gather everything you can." I spent Friday evening accessing our home computer. Rachel used it for personal email. She'd been careless. The deleted emails were still in the trash folder. Travel confirmations for Breckenridge. Next month. 2 people, 1 room. Couple spa package. I found a second email account linked in the browser. Password protected, but I knew Rachel's patterns. Her maiden name plus her college graduation year. It worked. 6 months of emails with Kevin Hartley. Everything was there. The affair started in March at a conference in Las Vegas. Meetings twice a week since then. Plans to leave our spouses. Discussion about finding an apartment together. One email from August caught my attention. Rachel writing about our anniversary dinner. "Had to sit through dinner with Jake tonight. He has no idea. Toasted to 8 years while thinking about you." I remembered that night. I thought we had a nice time. She'd seemed happy, engaged. Present. All an act. I screenshot everything. Saved it all to cloud storage. Organized by date and content. Rachel came home at 9:15. Her yoga class ended at 8. Good class? I asked. Great. Really stretched out my shoulders. She looked relaxed. Happy. Like someone without a care in the world. I smiled back. Glad you're feeling good. Trust is a strange thing. Once you know it's broken, you can't unknow it. But you can pretend. I was very good at pretending. Saturday morning, my phone rang. Boulder area code. Unknown number. Jake Morrison? Speaking. This is Greg Sullivan, Rachel's brother. I sat up straighter. Rachel rarely mentioned Greg. They weren't close. We need to talk about Rachel, he said. Okay. I saw her last week. Tuesday night. She was at a restaurant in Boulder with a man. They were very close. Holding hands across the table. She kissed him before they left. Where was she supposed to be? I don't know. But she definitely wasn't where she told you she'd be. I was quiet. Jake, I think my sister is having an affair. I know, I said. Silence on his end. Then, found out Thursday. I've been documenting everything since then. Relief flooded his voice. Thank God. I was worried you'd think I was making it up. Have you confronted her? No. I'm building a case first. For the divorce. You're divorcing her? Monday. Her boss is telling her that morning. I explained the whole situation. The stress leave request. Sandra's call. My response. Greg laughed. It wasn't a happy sound. You told her boss she's about to be single? Word for word. Rachel's going to lose her mind. That's the idea. We talked for an hour. Greg filled in details about Rachel's behavior. The man was definitely Kevin Hartley. Greg had seen them together twice. I can help, Greg offered. However you need. Find out about Kevin's wife. If he's married, she deserves to know. I'll make some calls. By Sunday afternoon, Greg had answers. Kevin Hartley was very much married. Wife named Nicole. 2 teenage kids. Living at home. No divorce. No separation. Nothing. Kevin had been lying to Rachel about everything. I found Nicole on social media. Recent post celebrating 18 years of marriage. Kevin had commented with heart emojis. Same day, he'd emailed Rachel about hotel reservations. I sent Nicole a message through LinkedIn. Professional. Discreet. Asked for a private conversation about a personal matter. She responded in 2 hours. We agreed to meet Sunday at 3. The coffee shop in Capitol Hill was quiet. Nicole arrived exactly on time. Professional clothes. Guarded expression. I showed her the photos Greg had taken. Her face went pale. That's where he was Wednesday night. I pulled up the emails on my laptop. Turned the screen toward her. She read in silence. Her hands shook. How long? She finally asked. 6 months that I can prove. Maybe longer. 6 months. She stared at the screen. We had our anniversary party 6 months ago. I'm sorry. Does she know he's still married? The emails suggest he told her the divorce was almost final. There's no divorce. There's never been talk of divorce. I know. I checked public records. Nicole's expression hardened. So he's lying to her too. Seems that way. Good. She deserves to be lied to. We spent the next hour comparing notes. Nicole had her own evidence. Credit card statements. Unexplained absences. Lies about work trips. What are you planning to do? She asked. Monday morning, my wife's boss tells her what I said about the stress leave. Monday evening, I confront her. With all the evidence. I want to be there. I considered this. Are you sure? She's been sleeping with my husband for 6 months. I deserve to look her in the eye. We exchanged numbers. Made plans. Nicole would arrive at my house Monday at 6. Thank you for contacting me, she said as we left. Thank you for coming. Does your wife know about my kids? The emails never mention them. Of course not. We're just obstacles. I drove home thinking about Nicole's kids. Teenagers who had no idea their father was destroying their family. They'd be collateral damage in all this. Just like I was collateral damage in Rachel's pursuit of excitement. Sunday evening felt surreal. Rachel was home, cheerful, making dinner. She talked about her week ahead. Big meeting with Sandra on Monday. Oh, what about? My leave request. Should be approved. I'm sure it will work out. She smiled. You're so supportive. I'm lucky. I watched her move around the kitchen. She had no idea what Monday would bring. Want to watch a movie? She asked. Sure. We sat on the couch. She fell asleep on my shoulder halfway through. She looked peaceful. She wouldn't be peaceful in 15 hours. I barely slept. Kept reviewing everything in my mind. The evidence, the plan, the confrontation ahead. Around 2 in the morning, I got up, went downstairs, sat in the dark living room. This was my house, my home. I'd bought it 3 years before meeting Rachel. She'd moved in after the wedding. Her name had never been added to the deed. At the time, it had seemed like a formality, something we'd get around to eventually. Now I was grateful for the oversight. Monday morning arrived cold and bright. Rachel left for work at 8:30, dressed professionally, confident. "Wish me luck," she said. "You won't need it." She kissed me and left. Her meeting with Sandra was scheduled for 10. I imagined the scene. Sandra delivering my message. Rachel's face when she heard it. My phone stayed silent until 10:47. Then 3 texts in rapid succession. "We need to talk." "What did you say to Sandra?" "I'm leaving work now." I texted back one word. "Okay." She replied immediately. "I'll be home in 20 minutes. I confirmed Nicole could be there by 6. She was ready. Greg texted asking if I needed backup. I told him to stand by. I made coffee, set out 2 cups, pulled up my evidence files on the laptop, got everything ready. This was it. At 11:30, Rachel's car pulled into the driveway. She came through the door fast. "What did you tell Sandra?" I was sitting calmly with coffee. "The truth." "What truth? What are you talking about?" "Sit down, Rachel." "I don't want to sit down." "Sandra said you told her I'd have unlimited time off, that I'm about to be single." "That's exactly what I said." Her face flushed red. "Why would you say that? Are you trying to sabotage my career?" "No. I'm correcting a false narrative." "What false narrative?" "The one where our marriage is in stress." "It is in stress. Why do you think I need time off?" "Is it?" "Because I wasn't aware of any stress until Thursday." "That's the problem. You're never aware of anything." I set down my coffee. "Walk me through this marital stress. When did it start?" "It's been building for months." "Months? Interesting. How many months?" She hesitated. "I don't know. A while." 6 months. She went still. "What?" 6 months ago would be March. Around the time you went to that conference in Las Vegas. "What does that have to do with anything?" "You tell me." "I don't like what you're implying." "I haven't implied anything. I've asked questions." She crossed her arms. "You told my boss our marriage is ending. Is that inaccurate?" "Yes. We just need time to work through things." "Work through what specifically?" "Communication issues." "You're always working." "I work from home. I'm here every evening by 6. Being physically here isn't the same as being present." "Where have you been present lately?" "What's that supposed to mean?" "Book club meets on Wednesdays. You've been gone on Tuesdays." Her face paled. "Sometimes we change the day." "The book club that meets at Sarah's house?" "Yes. Sarah moved to Austin in January." Silence. I continued. "Tuesday, November 7th. Crawford Hotel Bar. $147. 2 entrees. Bottle of wine." She stared at me. "Friday, October 20th. Called in sick. Parking garage downtown from 11 to 4. 5 hours. While sick. I needed to pick up something. For 5 hours? You're twisting everything." I pulled out my spreadsheet. 3 months of lies. Dates. Times. Amounts. All highlighted. Rachel looked at the evidence. "You've been spying on me?" "I've been paying attention." "There's a difference." "This is insane. You've built some conspiracy theory." "Kevin Hartley." She stopped breathing. "Want to explain Kevin Hartley?" We work together on projects." "You don't work together. Different companies entirely." "Consulting work. Cross-company collaboration." "Is that what you call it?" "I don't like your tone. And I don't like being lied to for 6 months while my wife has an affair." "It's not an affair. What would you call it?" She tried tears. They didn't work. I opened my laptop, pulled up the email account, turned it toward her. "How did you?" "That's private. Shared computer. Not very creative password." "You can't just break into my email." "I checked with an attorney. It's legal." "You talked to an attorney?" "Friday. Hired her immediately." Rachel sat down hard. I started reading emails aloud. March 28th, June 15th, September 3rd. Every one more damaging than the last. With each email, she seemed to shrink. "Stop," she whispered. "Please stop." "Why?" "Getting uncomfortable hearing your own words?" "You don't understand the context." "I understand perfectly. You met him in March. Started sleeping with him. Lied about it ever since. It wasn't supposed to happen. But it did. Twice a week for months." We have a connection. You have a marriage. Had a marriage. Things haven't been good between us for a long time. Since when? Before or after you met Kevin? Before. You just never noticed. So this is my fault. If you'd paid more attention, maybe I wouldn't have needed someone else. I showed her the Breckenridge reservation. Couple spa package. Next month. Your solo retreat, I said. She had no response. I pulled up another email. Here's a good one. August 14th. Our anniversary. You wrote to him. Had to sit through dinner with Jake tonight. He has no idea. Toasted to 8 years while thinking about you. Rachel's face crumbled. Jake. I remember that night. I thought we had a nice time. You seemed happy. I was. You were acting. The whole time. Sitting across from me. Smiling. Lying. It wasn't like that. It was exactly like that. We ordered food. Ate in silence. The tension was unbearable. Rachel kept trying to talk. I shut it down. Wait for tonight, I said. Wait for what? You'll see. Who's coming tonight? Someone with questions for you. She got increasingly agitated as the afternoon wore on. I worked from my office. She stayed in the living room. I could hear her pacing, making phone calls in hushed tones. Probably to Kevin. Probably trying to figure out how much I knew. At 5:45, I came back downstairs. They'll be here soon, I said. Who? The doorbell rang. Exactly 6 o'clock. I opened the door. Nicole walked in. Professional. Composed. Carrying a folder. Who is this? Rachel demanded. Nicole walked straight to her. I'm Nicole Hartley, Kevin's wife. Rachel stood up fast. What? No. He's divorced. I'm standing right here. Do I look divorced? He said the papers were almost final. There are no papers. There's never been papers. Rachel looked at me. You brought his wife here? She deserves the truth. I don't have to explain anything to her. Nicole's voice was ice. Actually, you do? You've been sleeping with my husband for 6 months. He told me he was getting divorced. While living at home with me and our kids. Kids? He said he didn't have kids. Nicole laughed bitterly. We have 2. Taylor's 16. Blake's 14. Rachel sat down slowly. Everything Kevin had told her was a lie. Nicole spread photos on the coffee table. This is our anniversary party. 6 weeks ago. Same day he emailed you about loving you. Rachel stared at the photos. This is Blake's soccer tournament. Last Saturday. You two were at a hotel, weren't you? How do you? Credit card statement. He uses it for everything, including hotel rooms. Did he tell you about our Hawaii vacation? Nicole asked. Next month. Already booked. Family trip. He said that was a business trip. With me and the kids. First vacation in 3 years. He told me you didn't love each other anymore. We renewed our vows last year. He showed me texts where you were mean to him. Fake texts. Easy to create screenshots. Rachel looked broken. Every lie Kevin told her was being exposed. This doesn't change what Jake did. Rachel tried. Ambushing me. Ambushing you? You ambushed my marriage. I didn't know. You didn't want to know. There's a difference. Nicole pulled out more papers. Here's Kevin's calendar. See these business trips? Those were our family weekends. Here's his phone bill. 300 texts to you in 1 month. All while telling me he barely used his phone. Rachel was crying now. I thought he loved me. He doesn't love anyone but himself, Nicole said. And now you know what that feels like. I watched Rachel process everything. She'd built an entire fantasy around Kevin. The man who understood her. The man who would rescue her from her boring marriage. All of it was lies. Tell her about the apartment hunting, I said to Nicole. Nicole nodded. Found rental applications in his email. Looking at places in Boulder. Was that your plan? Move in together? Rachel nodded weakly. He applied for 3 apartments. Put himself down as single. No mention of you. No plans to actually leave me. But the emails were fantasies. He was never going to leave. He was having his cake and eating it too. Nicole turned to me. Tell her about the work situation. When Sandra called me Thursday, I told her the truth. Your marriage isn't in stress. You manufactured that crisis. You had no right. I told the truth. That's not the same as trying to hurt you. Nicole added, your boss now knows you lied about marital problems. That you were planning to use stress leave for a vacation with someone else's husband. Rachel's face went white. My career. Your choices have consequences, I said. What do you want from me? I want you to admit what you did. I had an affair. I admit it. No. Admit you destroyed our marriage deliberately. It wasn't deliberate. You made calculated choices. You lied strategically. You created false narratives. That's deliberate. Nicole stood. And admit you didn't care who you hurt. I do care. My kids are going to find out. Their family is falling apart. Do you care about that? Rachel was quiet. That's what I thought, Nicole said. This marriage is over, I told Rachel. Divorce papers get filed tomorrow. Tomorrow? You can't. I already have an attorney. She has all the evidence. So does mine, Nicole said. Kevin gets served Wednesday. You're divorcing him? What did you think would happen? Rachel had no answer. Nicole looked at Rachel one more time. You didn't just have an affair. You participated in destroying my family. I didn't know. You knew it was wrong. You knew he was married at some point. He said you were separated. We weren't. We're married, living together, raising kids together. And now I have to tell them why. I'm sorry. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to yourself. You threw away a man who loved you for a man who lied about everything. Nicole walked to the door. Thank you for calling me. Thank you for coming. She'll try to crawl back. I won't let her. Good. You deserve better. After Nicole left, Rachel tried again. Can we talk about? No. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my problem anymore. This is my home too. My name is on the deed. Yours isn't. She looked stunned. What? The house was mine before marriage. You never contributed to the mortgage. Legally, it's mine. You can't just kick me out. My attorney says I can. I don't have money for a lawyer. Maybe ask Kevin. Oh wait, he'll need his own attorney. This is cruel. No, this is consequences. Pack a bag. Find somewhere to stay. I have nowhere to go. Hotels take credit cards. She went upstairs. I heard her packing. 30 minutes later, she came down with a suitcase. I never meant for it to end like this. How did you mean for it to end? I don't know. I never thought about the ending. That was your mistake. Actions have consequences. Will you ever forgive me? Someday maybe. But forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. So that's it. 8 years, done. You ended this 6 months ago. I'm just making it official. I did love you. Past tense. Noted. She left. The door closed. Her car started. Drove away. I stood in the silent house. First time alone in 8 years. My phone rang. Greg, how did it go? It's done. How are you feeling? Honestly, relieved. That's normal. Is it? You've been carrying this for days. Now it's out in the open. Yeah. Want me to come over? No. I need to sit with this for a while. Call me if you change your mind. I hung up and looked around. The house felt different. Empty, but not in a bad way. Clean. Like a weight had been lifted. The next week passed in a blur. Tuesday morning, I met with Margaret. She reviewed everything. This is the cleanest divorce case I've seen. Papers were filed by noon. Rachel would be served at work Wednesday. I took the week off. Cleaned the house. Boxed up Rachel's remaining items. Changed the locks. Updated all my passwords. I found things I'd forgotten about. Wedding photos in the closet. Anniversary cards. Love notes from the early years. I threw most of it away. Some things I couldn't throw away yet. Put them in a box in the garage. Maybe someday. Greg texted daily. Parents want to talk to you. Tell them I'm not interested. They're blaming me for telling you. Of course they are. Rachel moved in with them. That'll last 3 days. She's playing victim. Says you ambushed her. Let her spin whatever story she needs. Wednesday evening, my phone rang. Nicole, Kevin was served today at work. How'd it go? His boss pulled him aside after. Asked about the adultery allegations. Professional consequences incoming. Their company has a morality clause. He might lose his job. Rachel might too, depending on her company's policies. I don't feel bad about that. Neither do I. Thank you again for everything. For being honest. For including me. You deserve to know. Most people would have just handled it privately. This affected you too. Seemed right to involve you. Well, I appreciate it. My attorney appreciates it too. Makes the divorce much simpler. Rachel sent 47 texts by Friday. I read none of them. Set up an auto response. Contact my attorney. Thursday evening, she showed up at the house. The new locks kept her out. She rang the doorbell repeatedly. I didn't answer. She left a note. Please call me. We need to talk. I threw it away. Friday night, I went out with friends for the first time in months. They'd been asking me to join them for weeks. Rachel had always had other plans. Now I had no reason to say no. We went to a bar in downtown Denver. Nothing fancy, just drinks and conversation. You seem different, my friend Marcus said. Different how? Lighter. Like you can breathe again. Maybe I can. They didn't push for details. Just let me be present. It felt good. 2 weeks later, Greg called with updates. Rachel's situation was deteriorating. Sandra had documented everything. The company was investigating time card irregularities. Rachel had claimed to be working during hotel visits. She was placed on administrative leave. How's she taking it? I asked. Not well. She's furious, blaming everyone but herself. Typical. She tried to call me. Wanted me to talk to you. What did you say? That she made her choices. That you're moving on. Thanks. She's my sister, but what she did was wrong. I'm not going to defend it. Nicole reported Kevin had been fired. Morality clause violation. His professional reputation was destroyed. He's staying with his brother, Nicole said. Not with Rachel. She found out he was still lying. Even after everything came out. About what? Money. Told her he had savings. He's broke. Maxed out credit cards. Behind on child support from his first marriage. First marriage? Yeah. Married once before me. Didn't tell Rachel about that either. How many lies can one person tell? Apparently no limit. Week 3 brought more news. Rachel was terminated. Falsification of time records. No severance. No references. She called me crying. I didn't answer. Her voicemail. I lost my job. I have no money. Please. I forwarded it to Margaret. Don't respond. She made her choices. I know, but it's still hard to hear. That's because you're a good person. She's counting on that. Don't let her manipulate you. I won't. I blocked Rachel's number after that. No more texts. No more calls. Complete silence. It was easier than I expected. 6 weeks after that Monday, I sat in Margaret's office. Settlement's done. She agreed to everything. That was fast. She has no leverage. Adultery is fault grounds in Colorado. I kept the house, car, and retirement accounts. Rachel got personal possessions and half the credit card debt. No alimony. What's her financial situation? I asked. Not good. No job, no savings. Living with parents. And Kevin? Equally broke. Divorce, job loss, reputation destroyed. They deserve each other. They're not together anymore. Really? She discovered he lied about his finances. Told her he was wealthy. He's not. Papers were signed mid-December. Divorce would be final in 90 days. How are you doing? Margaret asked. Better than expected. Most people say that once it's over. I think I grieved the marriage while I was still in it. This is just paperwork. Smart way to look at it. I left her office and drove to Cherry Creek Trail. Needed to clear my head. The December air was cold and crisp. I walked for an hour, thinking about everything. The last 2 months felt like a lifetime. But I'd made it through. I was still standing. That was something. New Year's came. I hosted a small gathering. Friends, family, Greg. The house felt like mine again. I'd redecorated slightly. New couch. New artwork. Small changes that made it feel fresh. You look good, Greg said. I feel good. Heard from Rachel? Not in 3 weeks. You? She's in Colorado Springs. New job. Starting over. Good for her. You mean that? I don't wish her harm, but I don't think about her much anymore. That's healthy. It's honest. Nicole called in early January. Divorce is final. How are the kids? Adjusting. Therapy helps. Taylor's excited about college. Blake made varsity soccer. That's great. And you? I'm okay. Actually okay. Same here. We should grab coffee sometime. As friends. I'd like that. We met the following week. Coffee shop in Highland. Neutral territory. We talked about everything and nothing. Recovery. Moving forward. Building new lives. It's strange, Nicole said. 6 months ago, I thought I knew exactly what my life would look like. Now everything's different. Different bad or different good? Different real. The life I had before was built on lies. This one is built on truth. That's a good way to put it. Kevin tried to call me last week. What did he want? To explain. To apologize. To see if we could work things out. What did you say? I didn't answer. Blocked his number. Good. Some things can't be fixed. Some people don't deserve second chances. Agreed. We finished our coffee. Planned to meet again next month. It felt good to have a friend who understood. Someone who'd been through the same thing. 3 months after everything started, I was at a downtown coffee shop. Meeting a friend. Saw Rachel across the room. She was with someone. Not Kevin. She looked different. Shorter hair. Less polished. She saw me. Froze. We made eye contact. I nodded. She approached nervously. Hi. Rachel. Can we talk? Just for a minute? I checked my watch. 1 minute. I'm sorry. For everything. Okay. That's it. Just okay? What do you want me to say? That you forgive me? I forgive you. You don't sound like you mean it. I'm not angry anymore. That's the best I can offer. Fair enough. She paused. You look happy. I am. I'm glad. You deserve to be happy. So do you. I'm trying. New job, new apartment. Starting over. Good. Are you seeing anyone? That's not your business anymore. Right? Sorry. Another pause. I think about that night a lot. When Nicole showed up. Yeah. I was so angry at you. But you were right. About what? Actions have consequences. I never thought about that part. Most people don't until it's too late. If I could go back. But you can't. Would we ever be friends? No. That fast. No hesitation. You destroyed my ability to trust you. That doesn't come back. I understand. I hope you learned something. I did. Too late, but I did. Then it wasn't completely wasted. I really did love you. At the beginning. I loved you too. Past tense. Goodbye, Jake. Goodbye, Rachel. She walked away. I felt nothing. No anger. No longing. No regret. My friend arrived. Was that Rachel? Yeah. You okay? Perfectly fine. And I meant it. 6 months after that Thursday phone call, spring arrived in Denver. My life was unrecognizable from a year ago. Promotion at work. My focused energy had paid off. Management noticed I was more engaged, more present. Closer relationships with friends and family. I'd been neglecting them for years. Too focused on making Rachel happy. Now I had time for the people who actually mattered. Started hiking again. Something Rachel never liked. Too much effort, she'd said. Not enough reward. I discovered I loved it. The physical challenge. The clear air. The views from the mountain peaks. Dating occasionally. Nothing serious. Not rushing into anything. Learned that lesson well enough. Nicole and I met for coffee monthly. Genuine friendship had developed. Kids are doing well. Taylor got into CU Boulder. That's great. She's excited. Fresh start. How about Blake? Made all-state soccer. Scouts are watching him. That's incredible. Kevin's getting remarried. Already. Found someone new. History repeating. Not my problem. Exactly. Not mine either. We laughed. It felt good to laugh about it. To be past the pain. You know what's funny? Nicole said. What? If Rachel and Kevin hadn't had that affair, we never would have met. True. I wouldn't have wished for it to happen this way. But I'm glad I know you. Same here. They tried to destroy us. Instead, they freed us. I'll drink to that. We clinked coffee cups. Both smiling. Saturday morning, I ran along Cherry Creek Trail. Perfect weather. Couples, families, other runners everywhere. I felt integrated back into normal life. Not as someone's husband. Not as someone betrayed. Just as myself. 6 months ago, that phone call from Sandra changed everything. But looking back, it didn't end anything. It started something. Something better. Truth always hurts in the moment. But lies hurt forever. I chose truth, consequences and all. Rachel chose lies and lost everything. I wonder if she thinks it was worth it. Probably not. But that's not my concern anymore. She's someone I used to know. Someone who taught me what I won't tolerate. Someone who proved I'm stronger than I thought. I finished my run. Stretched at the trailhead. Felt good. Strong. Clear. My phone buzzed. Friend inviting me to dinner tonight. I texted back, I'll be there. New plans. New life. New beginning. The house in Cherry Creek waited for me. Truly mine now. In every sense. I drove home with the windows down. Radio playing. Spring air flowing through the car. For the first time in months, I sang along. And meant every word about being happy. The phone call that ended my marriage came from my wife's boss. But it didn't end me. It freed me. And that made all the difference. Dear listeners, that's our ending. If it resonated, subscribe to support the channel. See you next time.